MoneyWalk 327 Annual Financial Teaching. This program will help you undo financial bondage. There are so many Christians and unbelievers suffering financially, even though worldly teachers promise that those who obtain a higher formal education will make higher incomes and thus be financially well off in life. While data shows much higher incomes for those with education beyond high school, its lack of good stewardship, even among highly educated people, that bring people into financial bondage and accompanying pressures and consequences, regardless of diplomas and degrees obtained. Often, we're told the solution for getting out of financial problems is greater faith displayed by giving large amounts of money to preachers who say you otherwise aren't walking in great faith and thus aren't able to produce the financial situation necessary to get out of bondage and build wealth. A couple of their noted thoughts are you must do more spontaneous giving when you hear the call for various types of donations by influential faith leaders with huge national or worldwide platforms. And also, you cannot outgive God, so you must give much more so he can give you much more than you need. While the Bible attests to the fact that people curse themselves by failing to honor God in tithing and free will giving, it doesn't divorce giving from other aspects of good financial stewardship that have to do with being obedient to him, including continually working toward more gainful employment from which you can fulfill God's purpose for your life and appropriately care for yourself and family. Intricately knowing your income and expenses so you can employ financial management that ensures it lasts throughout future generations. Having a lifestyle well within your financial wherewithal to ensure reasonable margin, cash flow, remains for establishing an emergency fund, eliminating debt, investing in equity vehicles, and increased giving. Making sure you never let the purchase of things desired, houses, cars, educational degrees, jewelry, etc., put you in a position where you cannot in the present or future provide for the needs of your household. Refusing to co-sign, being wise in planning projects, home purchases, car buying, diplomas and degrees, etc., by ensuring you have enough to complete them without being in debt bondage. Becoming reasonably diversified in equity and fixed income vehicles as you consistently invest long term to grow wealth for your future. If the limited financial message of tithing and giving is all that church members need, then all we would need to do is give each of our whole paychecks to our local church each time we receive one, and then wait for a little while to see our mortgages, car notes, school bills, and other expenses paid off by God or other people when the payments are due. Of course, no one follows this model. Biblical instructions let us know there are other reasonable steps we must be aware of and employ, like those mentioned above, in order to put ourselves on the positive side of the financial arena. People will not continually pay your monthly bills while you go about making irresponsible financial decisions, no matter how much you think you give. Faith by grace instructs our spirit that well-rounded good stewardship is the pattern that pleases the Lord and helps increase our prosperity and fruitfulness in carrying out our part of the Great Commission. When you have confession of faith in and allegiance to Jesus Christ, you are saved by grace and will reach heaven when you die. Yet, failure to be spiritually and naturally moved to follow biblical based good stewardship practices very often leads people, even Christians, to the portion of the financial arena that is hell on earth. You choose this day and going forward life and blessing or death and curses. And remember, by his grace, you are chosen in Christ Jesus to do good works. Now, this is a message that needs to be preached during Sunday morning services at least once per year for several weeks, including practical steps and tools to employ good stewardship so we can get out of the malaise of financial bondage we continually find ourselves in, which hampers many individuals, families, and the church. Please pray for this ministry and email questions to parlor@ameritech.net and share the links below with others who can use helpful financial and lifestyle guidance. May the Lord bless you richly as you follow his plan.